it's Miss Ross here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you didn't already know, I am a Scottish primary teacher. Last year I was completing my NQT or my training year, and now I am officially a fully registered teacher, and I'm currently working in my first official teaching job. I decided that this would be a really good video to start back off with on my channel. I found the teacher tag online. There are 11 different questions that I'm going to be answering, but the first question is, what do you teach and where? As I already mentioned, I teach in Scotland. I'm actually teaching in the west of Scotland at the moment in Ayrshire. I am a primary teacher, so I'm qualified to teach children from nursery age all the way up to primary 7. Obviously for privacy reasons I'm not going to talk too in detail about exactly where I teach, but I've just started a new job in a school where I'm actually working as a COVID recovery teacher. The Scottish Government produced funding to create a whole load of new teacher jobs to help support the return to school after the impact of COVID. We obviously went into lockdown. A lot of children were really disadvantaged by that, and they did miss a lot of time in school, so I do think it's amazing that they put this funding in place to recruit new teachers, and I was lucky enough to be able to get one of those jobs. When I applied, it wasn't specific to a single school, so I wasn't really sure where I was going to get placed once I found out I was successful. It was really down to each individual school to decide what they wanted to do with this extra kind of member of staff that they now had in school, so I wasn't really sure what my job role was going to look like. I might have been working with small groups of pupils to help try and boost their attainment, or I could have been like covering the class for the teachers, and I could have been across a whole range of different stages, so I wasn't exactly sure what it was I was going to be doing as part of this new job. But I soon found out that I'm going to be full-time in the one school, which means I can get to know everyone and feel like a full-time member of staff in the school and get to know all of the children without too much travelling back and forward across different schools. And I've been lucky enough to secure this position until June. When I was applying for jobs for this school year, unfortunately there just wasn't very much available. I did interview for quite a few positions. I'd love to do a video about my interview experiences, so if that's something you're interested in, make sure you let me know. I feel like that's a whole other story. But yeah, to answer that question, I am super happy to be working in a school full time until the end of the school year, and at the moment I've been working a lot with primary 5 and 6, which is definitely my kind of comfort zone. I'd say that's probably some of my favourite stages to teach. Question 2 is, how long have you been teaching? So I kind of briefly touched on that already. I actually did my NQT or my training year last year, so I suppose it depends how you want to look at it. I've been training to be a teacher for about 5 years now. I started university in 2015 and I studied the 4-year BA course at the University of the West of Scotland, and I graduated in 2019 with a first class honours degree with literacy, and then last year was my training year and I'm now officially a fully registered teacher. So I suppose my teaching journey has been a little bit longer, but officially I've been properly full-time teaching for a year now. Question 3 is, have you always wanted to be a teacher? That's a really good question. I've always loved working with young people, so when I was in 6th year, which is my last year at secondary school, I did a lot of work experience. That's the year that you start thinking about applying to unis or what you want to do after school and writing your personal statement, and at that point I wasn't 100% set on what I wanted to do. I had quite a lot of interests. I'm very creative, and as you guys know, I love making videos, so I did consider doing some sort of film or media course at university. That was certainly something I was really interested in, but also in my spare time I helped out with the brownies, I helped coaching volleyball at my local club, and I really enjoyed working with young people. I think I've always had that kind of natural teacher inside of me. When I was really young I used to teach my teddy bears, and I remember I used to, poor Kirsty, my little sister, I used to force her to do worksheets which I'd mark, and I'd teach her different things about what I was learning in school. I think the idea of becoming a teacher has always been there, so yes, a little part of me has always wanted to be a teacher. I did kind of think about pursuing different areas, but I kind of just decided that as a teacher I get to explore loads of different areas as part of the curriculum, and that was the decision that I ended up making, and I'm so happy now. I definitely have no regrets about doing my teaching degree, and I'm looking forward to a long career in this vocation. Question 4 is, what is your typical teacher outfit of the day? Generally I think my favourite teacher outfits to wear is something quick and easy. I love just sticking on a comfy dress with a pair of tights and maybe a pair of boots. I just think it's super easy, you don't need to worry about matching up different options, and I'll just stick on a big cardigan. Obviously it depends on the time of year. Scotland generally is not that warm. In summertime I do love a maxi skirt with a t-shirt. When I used to make videos, quite a lot of people would ask to see my kind of favourite teacher outfits and do like hauls and try-ons. That's definitely something I'm interested in doing more of. Let me know if that's something you would like to see. Question 5, what do you usually bring for lunch? My lunches can kind of range depending on how much time I have in the morning to get organised, or if I've been really organised and made my lunch the night before, which doesn't often happen. happen. At the moment I'm absolutely loving just a wrap with the Nando's Peronaise sauce and just some chicken and salad, but I'm also prone to some pasta or some soup. I'm pretty easy when it comes to lunches. It really just depends what I'm feeling like and what we have in the house. What is one of your favourite books about teaching? I assume that means books that you've used like for training or that you found really helpful for like continued professional development. And there are probably two books that I use quite a lot to help with my teaching. The first one is the Haylock book. I can't remember the exact name of it. I'm pretty sure it's Mathematics for Primary Teachers, and it gives you a really straightforward guide to teaching different areas of maths. It also comes with a workbook as well, which you can use to practice yourself, or you can actually use to help when you're building activities for the children to do. And the other book has been really inspirational for classroom management. When the Adults Change, Everything Changes by Paul Dix. If you're a teacher and you've not read this book yet, I really recommend it. I think I've recommended it to everyone. It kind of addresses lots of different behaviour management strategies in schools, and it's really just changed the way that I approach my behaviour management in the classroom. It gives some really good practical examples. And question 7, what is one of your favourite teacher movies? And I didn't even really have to think about this one because I know I have always tried to think of myself as a Miss Honey and not a Miss Trunchbull. Matilda is one of my favourite Roald Dahl books, and I suppose one of my favourite teacher movies as well. I just love the message behind it and I love the film. It's one of those films that you could just watch over and over again, and it just reminds me of the type of teacher that I want to try and be. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of many other films specifically about teachers. There's maybe some teachers in them, but that one seems like the obvious one that comes to mind. Question number 8 is, who was your favourite teacher? I've had a lot of great teachers over my time in school. I was one of those pupils that just absolutely loved school. I think it would probably have to be my primary 7 teacher, so that was my last year in primary school. Her name was Mrs. Hull. I went through a phase in primary school where I really wanted to be a famous writer. Poor Mrs. Hull had to put up with me constantly asking to read my stories to the class, which I look back on now and I'm just mortified. She would always give me feedback. She would always be so supportive of that. I'll always remember in my little signature book when I was leaving primary school, all of the teachers signed it and left a little message for us to remember them by. She wrote that she'd always be waiting for the day that my famous novel would pop through her letterbox, and I still occasionally see her now and catch up with her. She knows that I'm now a teacher, and even now she's always supportive, and I know that I can come to her if I ever need anything. As well as that, just in general, I thought she was a really amazing teacher. She was really caring and thoughtful. She made us a class kind of mixtape on a CD, which I remember we always used to listen to. In the summer term, like, we'd go out and play rounders, and in the winter term she'd occasionally let us have hot chocolate. And on Leavers Day she made every single pupil a big collage which she'd stuck photos on and written little messages and quotes on, and she made one of those for every single pupil, and there were like 30 pupils in our class. So she was just a really thoughtful, inspiring teacher, and she was definitely one of the reasons I wanted to become a teacher. I really hope that I'll be able to inspire and motivate kids in the same way that she did for me. So yeah, super cheesy I know, but thanks a million, Mrs. Hull. Question number 9, who are some of your favourite teacher YouTubers, Instagrammers or Snapchatters? But one of the ones that really comes to mind is For Teachers. I absolutely love Katie's videos, and I actually follow her on Instagram as well. She has got a whole range of videos on her channel giving tips for teaching and talking about her experiences, so I find her really inspiring and I love watching all of her content. I love using Instagram for teaching ideas and inspiration. It's probably my favourite platform. If you want to follow my teacher Instagram, then it is Miss Ross Teach, and to be honest I don't think I could choose any one person because there are so many people on there that inspire me. Question number 10 is, what is one of your best classroom management tips? Obviously I am still just a new teacher. I am by no means an expert in every single area of teaching, and I feel that as I've built up my confidence as a teacher I've got better and better. So it is just one of those things that you kind of gradually improve at through experience. I definitely say it is so important to build positive relationships with your pupils, and that is probably the most effective behaviour management strategy, because when you know your pupils really well, that can really help you to get through to them and help understand what it is that is frustrating them or causing the behaviour that they are exhibiting. One of my favourite kind of more positive behaviour management strategies that I used in class last year was the secret student, and essentially I had all of the pupils' names in a tub and each day I would pick out a pupil's name and not tell the class, and it was up to that secret anonymous student to try and succeed in their mission. As a class we kind of agreed what the expectations were for the secret student, and that could be anything from good listening to showing respect to being helpful, and at the end of each day if I felt that the secret student student I had chosen had been successful, then we would get a point as a class. The really good thing about that strategy is that it's not necessarily naming and shaming students. If they're having a bit of a bad day and they've not been successful as a secret student, I don't reveal the name of the pupil, I just keep it a complete secret, but I do let the class know that unfortunately the secret student wasn't successful today, and give some tips to the class on what they can do next time. It's a really good way to keep pupils motivated because they're kind of working together as a team since they don't know who the pupil is. It could be anyone, and we like to total up those secret learner points, and once we reach an agreed target, we would have a little class celebration, like a class party or a movie day or hot chocolate, something that the pupils will all be able to enjoy together. And that was definitely something that worked really well for my class last year, and it was a more positive way of managing behaviour in the classroom. But again, every class is different, so one strategy might not work for all. You've just got to keep kind of trying things until you work out what is best for the pupils that are in front of you. Question number 11 is, what is one reason that you decided to become a teacher? I think the main reason I became a primary teacher, it was because I wanted to inspire young people and I wanted them to love school as much as I did. I wanted them to be excited to be in the classroom. I'm a really creative person. I love the thought of being able to design my own classroom and come up with really fun and exciting learning experiences for my pupils. I just love that there are so many different areas of the curriculum. I absolutely love learning, and I want to try and encourage others to love learning as much as I do, and really just inspire my pupils to achieve the best that they can. And that is actually the last question. We've reached it to the end. Hope that you enjoyed this video and it gave you a little bit of an insight into why I love teaching and the reason that I became a teacher. If there are any questions you feel I didn't answer or you'd like to know, feel free to leave them below and I might use that for another video. I do like a good chatty video like this. Hopefully it's been a good introduction now that I've returned to my channel. If you have any ideas of anything you'd like to see on this channel, it doesn't just have to be teaching related, then feel free to give me a comment down below and let me know. Are you a teacher, or are you someone that's maybe thinking about starting a career in teaching? I would love to hear it from you guys, and yeah, I'm just really excited to be back on my YouTube channel making videos. I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!